All right, welcome to the second game of the evening. Up this time is Curved Space. Curved Space is an intense action-style twin-stick shooter that takes the classic formula and plunges it into the weirdest reaches of space. Battle cosmic space invading spiders across curved landscapes where bullets hug the terrain, while the horizon drops sharply out of sight.
Definitely a rift.
So it sounds like they combined a twin stick shooter with anyone else here remember the movie Wanted?
Kinda?
The one that's a comic book spin-off, or is it a different one?
Okay.
Maybe. Look, what I remember from that movie was the curved bullets.
Yeah, that one. It is. They changed it a lot from the comic book version.
I feel it reminds me more of Tempest, but...
Yeah. I don't know. This is reminding me more of Super Mario Galaxy.
I was going to say, when you're on the outside of the thing, it looks like a Mario Galaxy thing.
Yeah. So, anyway, Petty was given this, so over to him for the review.
So yeah, this game is not great if you have motion sickness. Adam, you're a fucking
Which
monster.
was a notable challenge for Mario Galaxy also.
Yeah.
But they managed it mostly.
Like,
wait, how did you turn into a fucking electro... Oh, that's an enemy? The electro arc thing?
It is a tether that I can put on enemies to basically drain them of health and do more big damage.
It looked like you were turning into a dude.
Yep.
It doesn't help that your ship glows in that same hue.
Yeah.
Special advice, if you are piloting a ship and it starts glowing,
Seek help
probably
immediately.
get out.
But this is good glowing.
Yes.
I mean, it works different in video games.
For the most part, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
You're saying?
yeah, anyway, you were saying not great for motion sick people.
Yeah, they do. This game does actually have some, like, settings that help with that, because who would have thought, you know, motion sickness would probably be a problem, because the default, oh no. No, 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 no. And yeah, how do I really go about this game? Like,
Well, how does it function as a twin stick shooter?
weirdly. Like, I think it's just because of the way that it uses 3D terrain.
Yeah, that is...
Does the terrain make it difficult to aim your shots? Because it looks as though they, for the most part, move along the terrain smoothly.
They do,
because...
but they also curve.
Well, that's what I mean. They move along the terrain. They curve with the terrain.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of, I'm guessing that's the central gimmick to this game. The curved space, if you will. And... which means there's actual gravity in this game.
Yep.
Because that's a thing that happens with gravity. It's affected by the object that is largest. I.e., this asteroid here is affecting these shots.
Rock on!
Newtonian physics are fun.
Yeah, sure, we'll call it that.
Well, it's probably not actual Newtonian physics, but it's more Newtonian than a lot of video game physics.
Something's blocking the coils.
But yeah, as far as your offensive options, you have a bunch of power-up weapons you can get.
You've got rollies.
You can also dash. And if you use your tether ability and dash into an enemy, it does more damage.
Neat.
You can also use that to get more health depending on what core you're using. Cores are like your basic loadout.
Right. And so, is your goal to kill all the enemies or something else?
Yes. For the most part, it is kill all enemies. There are kind of like plot things going on, but for the most part, it is just kill the enemies.
Yeah. Another unusual thing for a twin stick shooter. I mean, twin stick shooters can have the barest of stories, or even no story. Like Geometry Wars. I know I was fighting geometry, but I'm not exactly sure I was ever given a reason for the wars.
The wars were all in your math book. I mean, wait, what?
I mean, that is how I felt about trigonometry.
And yeah, this is also a, I guess, rogue-lite-ish game.
Well, it's just
To what extent is it procedurally generated?
It's more with the permadeath aspect.
ah.
I think there's
That
also
would-
like the daily run levels are like procedurally generated, but like I didn't really mess with that, and as far as like the like main campaign, I think all the stages are the same. Well, they're fixed stages, you know what I mean? Like you can be in like the level before this, I was on a straight up Mobius strip instead of a like you know, asteroid currently being mined.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Not really. Like, the game overall is fine. You know,
Is there shooter music?
there is shooter music.
Is it playing?
It should be. Though it is turned down a little bit because this game is rather loud.
Yeah, we don't actually have the music playing in our broadcast space, let's call it.
Yeah, it's turned down pretty quiet if it is turned down. But I also had the stream turned down, so I'm not hearing everything twice.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it should be down low enough that you can still hear us, or we'll be re-recording this.
Oh no, I can hear us. I just can't
Good.
really hear the game music, even if I turn it up a bit.
That's fair. We're the much more important part of this anyway.
Yeah.
Looks
Anyway,
like I need to charge the coils manually.
As far as story goes,
Now
I think it's
blast
like
the spiders.
a deja vu style looping thing that has branching paths.
curious.
I mean, it's one way to go about a like roguelike-ish story.
It is. Right.
Any other questions?
Not from me.
Cool.
All right. So the game clocks in at $19.99 with a DLC pack for the soundtrack at $5.99 and the bundle at $25.98. So, is this game worth 20 bones?
I guess it really depends on how susceptible to motion sickness you are.
I think that's a fair point. I mean, I can see why this game is $20.
Oh yeah, this game has the production values out the ass. Like, Honestly, if you said it was 25 or 30, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it definitely looks more expensive than a lot of indie games that we review on the program.
Hell, we've had some games that cost more be, that look worse than this.
Hmm. So, anything else to say on Curve Space?
Not too much. Like, the upgrade mechanics is kind of interesting, especially the more you progress through the levels, you get to choose what upgrades you want. So that's kind of cool. It has a daily run mode. If you want to get on the leaderboards and stuff. What else is there? There's your typical survival arena, endless. So yeah, there's content here to keep you satisfied.
Arena, like you versus one specific other thing? Like, is it against bosses or?
I don't know. Probably bosses.
It's not multiplayer versus, I assume.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like weapon challenges and or bosses. So using your sniper-based weapons or the leech ability or you having low health. So I guess a more apt thing would probably be challenge mode. But I'm not a developer. So I think that's it for this one.
Okay. Well, yeah, that'll about do it for Curve Space here. Be sure to tune in after the break as the Galax tackles Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
I'll help.